Welcome to Simple Cooking Made Simple with Carolina Chef. Today we made a rib roast. I'm going to show you how to trim this thing down a little bit, season this thing up, and then in the description below, I'm going to give you a wonderful, wonderful recipe for your horseradish sauce to go with this. I mean, look how yummy this looks. Oh, it might be a little too pink for some of you guys, but this is perfect for me. So let's play. So let's get started. We're going to trim some of this fat off, and I'm using a boning knife because we want to get the flavor down to the meat. But we also don't want to trim off all this fat because that's where a lot of your flavor comes from. But we want to get the flavor of the spices in here. But we don't want to, like I said, we don't want to take off a whole lot. Get rid of this silver skin. I don't know what I was thinking. Because your silver skin is going to make this tough. So we're just trimming off this silver skin. You don't want to try not to take your meat with it like I just did. And then once we get this fat off of here and the silver skin, we're going to pat it down just a little bit, just to get it dry. And then we're going to add some butter. So we've removed the fat that we want removed. And we have a nice bone in this one. We're going to pat this down. And then we're going to brush our butter on this. And this will just help your seasonings. And then also give it a little bit more flavor. And then we'll probably brush this some more butter on it while we're cooking this. Now I have almost a 5-pound rib roast. And I like to get even the sides. So there's people that like those end pieces. We'll get it seasoned up real good for them as well. And then I'm just going to do this other side. And right now we have our oven preheating to 450 degrees. And we'll cook it on 450 for about 15 minutes. So right here we have garlic, sea salt, Italian seasoning, black pepper, and some smoked paprika. And you want to get a nice covering of your spices. And don't be afraid to season this up real good because this is a thick piece of meat. And it's just going to add that much more flavor to this. So we're going to stick this in our pan here. And we're going to put it in the oven at 450. We're going to let it cook on 450 for 15 minutes. Then we're going to lower it to 325. And I'm going to put a meat thermometer in there. So depending on how you want it cooked, how long you want it cooked, if you're wanting a mid-rare or rare, just remember the outside's going to cook faster than the inside. So you want to get your, if you're using the thermometer, get it stuck in there right in the middle. All right, let's put this in the oven for now, and then I'll stick my meat thermometer in there once we hit the 15-minute 450 mark. So our rib roast has been in for 15 minutes on 450 degrees. We're going to go ahead and we're going to butter it down again just to give it a little bit more base. But it smells good. Some good stuff. So now I'm going to cook mine to about 140 degrees and let it rest for a little bit. And as it's sitting there, it's still going to cook a little bit longer. So if it's sitting there for like 10 to 15 minutes before you slice it, it's still going to go up about 5 to 10 more degrees. So you want to make sure that if you want it at like 145, then you're going to want to like stop it at 135, 140 to get the right temp that you want. And you just want to put it in the middle, not all the way in. You don't want to touch those bones, just a good middle. And then we'll stick this back in the oven at 325. And then most of the time you're going to cook this between, it's going to depend on how well you want this done, how you're going to cook it. So I'm shooting for 13 to 15 minutes per pound, and this is a 5 pound. So, you know, you take that 15 minutes off that you've already cooked it at 450 degrees. So we're going to stick this back in and let it cook. And I'm using a thermometer. I'm not going to use time to figure out when I'm going to pull this out. I'm going to pull it out when it gets 140 degrees. And then while you're doing that, you ought to make you some horseradish sauce. And normally, the reason I'm not doing a video on horseradish, because you want to taste it to your liking. I like mine hot, so it's going to have a lot more horseradish in it. But I do a equal part mayonnaise and sour cream. I add some garlic, about a tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce, depending on how much you're making. So I'm making about a cup. So it's got 1 tablespoon of Worcestershire, and then I got some garlic in there. You can put some smoked paprika, and then to taste how you want your horseradish. And I'll put that in the description below just so you guys know as well. All right, let's stick this back in. So we let this cook to 140, and I let it sit here for a little bit, and it got up to 145. So now we're going to cut into this beautiful piece of meat. It smells wonderful. It's super juicy. I mean, look at that. Look at that. Woo! I cannot wait to eat some of this. It's going to be so yummy. And don't forget, I'll put in the description how to make this nice, creamy horseradish sauce. That's going to go great with this. So if you're looking for a nice rib roast to cook for your Christmas dinner, you need to watch this full recipe and check out the description below. So we hope you've enjoyed this video. We appreciate you guys. Make sure you do the 3 S's. Smash that like button, subscribe, and set your notifications. Ring that bell. And thanks again. God bless. Merry Christmas, everyone.